Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today you join me from a very drizzly, wet UK winter, typical winter basically in the UK. But the main thing is you join me from a 2015 Seat Leon FR. So this one is the black technology pack. So it means it has black alloys, black 18-inch alloys, a black roof, black mirrors. It's just a really more aggressive looking car than the standard version. So it's a 2015 plate, so yeah, only a couple of years old, sort of 4 years old, something like that. Yeah, so typically the old generation of Seat Leon FR used to be powered by a 2-litre turbocharged engine, which was a similar one to they had in the Golf GTI basically, albeit a slightly detuned version. But this car now has a 1.4 litre turbocharged engine, and actually it goes okay. It's quite a small car, as you gotta remember, so it's quite nippy. Steering's in normal mode, the steering's very light, put that way. Like most cars nowadays, obviously assisted as such, so therefore you don't get that driver feel. However, this one has a number of modes. It's got 4 different modes. It's got normal, eco, sport, and individual. So I've currently got it in sports mode, and actually the balance of the wheel is actually very good in comparison to normal mode. You know, it does feel quite sporty, which is quite a good thing. But yeah, it's a lovely looking thing. Seat are obviously part of the VW group, and therefore, you know, pretty solid cars. You know, you can very reliable and all that sort of stuff. It's a lovely looking car inside, really nice. This one has a 6-speed manual gearbox, which is, you know, every sort of hot hatch or hatchback should have, I believe, any small little car. So yeah, so it's really nice to drive. Gearbox is solid. Interior is really nice, pretty standard, very sort of minimalist, almost like a Golf, I would say. I'm probably going to refer to Golf quite a lot on this. Obviously, it's part, like I said, it's part of the same group. But yeah, no, it's really nice. This one's got like a 6.5-inch sat nav screen, etc. It's got dual climate control, tyre pressure sensors. It's got like a digital screen, all the rest of it. Nice looking dials, quite sporty. It's got a flat bottom steering wheel, which is a really nice touch as well on this car. Yeah, very impressed so far. So what's it like to drive? Well, it's a 1.4 turbocharged engine. Like I said, it's quite a small car, so therefore it doesn't really need that much power, and actually it is quite nippy, you know. You don't really need to use the gears that much, I would say, to sort of get up to speed. The turbo lag, or you know, if there's any turbo lag, there's a tiny little bit, but you don't really notice it. You find that the power is quite linear through all the gears. And yeah, so it's got, how much power are we talking? So we're talking roughly around 120 to 125 horsepower, basically. Okay, you're saying this, you know, it's not a lot in comparison to the old Seat Leon FR, which had 200 horsepower. Obviously the Coupe that had 240, which now has 300 in this generation of car. But yeah, no, it feels enough, if you know what I mean. It may not seem enough in terms of figures, etc. I'm not 100% sure the 0-60 figure. I will put it somewhere on the screen here. But yeah, 120 horsepower basically. Small hatchback, 6-speed manual gearbox. Yeah, really good, nice car. This car is finished in white, which is very nice. Obviously, with all the black accents, I find it really stands out. I spoke about the 18-inch alloys earlier, which are really nice looking as well. Engine though, practically non-existent. You know, not saying obviously you couldn't put an exhaust on it, you would get a bit of power out of it, etc. But as it stands, yeah, no, it doesn't really make any sort of noise as such. But yeah, no, and like I said, nice place to sit. The seats are really nice, really comfortable, not massively, you know, overhugging, and not sort of Recaros or anything like that. They're sort of like sports seats, which is a nice touch. The adjustment on the seat is actually very good. You can sit very low, so I'm currently got it in the lowest setting possible, and you fit perfectly. Still got really good visibility. You're sat really low, so you know exactly what the car's doing underneath, etc. Yeah, like I said, nice place to sit. Let's drop it down a few gears, see what it does, you know. So like I said, power is instant. Anywhere from sort of 2.2 to 2,500 revs, you find that the car just pulls, which is really good in every gear. So you wouldn't have any issues if you were overtaking, or if you're just in a little sort of like B road like this, and you just want a bit, drop down a few gears and mess, have a bit of fun with it. Like I said, it handles really well. And now there's a lorry. But yeah, it's really, really good. Really, quite engaging. Good little fun car. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I'm not classed as a hot hatch, because it's not. It's more of a slightly sportier, hatchback than you'd normally get, basically. Slightly more sporty than the standard version of the Seat Leon. Yeah, 15 plate. This car has done just over 20,000 miles, which is really, really good. It's got a full service history. What else is it? Averages, fuel economy wise, you can expect anywhere between 35 and 40 on a mixture of driving. So like I said, I've always on this channel, I've always said that I base it on the average rather than the highest possible they give you, etc. Because realistically, there's not many of us that has a complete commute that is all motorway, etc. So I always base it on the mixture of driving based on weekend, etc. So roughly you can expect about 35 to 40, maybe a bit more if you have a bit more motorway type driving, etc. Which is really good. It's a small car, it can achieve decent figures. It's quite quick. It's not, no offense, it's not really, really fast, but it's fine. So yeah, suspension wise, it's actually relatively comfortable. Like I said, it's not a hot hatch as such anyway, so yeah, driving, yeah, absolutely fine. You find that the steering, etc. is really good. There's no sort of body roll, which you wouldn't expect. It's not a tall car, etc. It's quite low and squat. Damping is really good, really comfortable to drive across multiple terrain, especially in Britain where we've got these horrendous roads. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Thank you again for joining, and thank you to Rolling Road Cars for lending me the car for me to be able to do this video. I'll put a link in the description below to their website. Make sure to go check them out. They've got some great rates of finance, etc. This car is for sale, and it's currently live on their website. I believe it's 12,295. Obviously, this is at the time when I make this video. Obviously, it may change, may go up, may go down. If you want to see more videos, then don't forget to subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Cheers, bye.